Let's get you straight to CNN congressional correspondent Ryan Nobles. Ryan, the trial is over. The Senate has adjourned. History has been made, but there is still plenty of activity in D.C. right now. What is the latest reaction from lawmakers?
Yeah, Pam, I don't think there's any doubt there will be plenty of fallout by this decision from the United States Senate to acquit President Donald Trump, the former president, in this second impeachment trial. But this outcome is what we expected. But there were many twists and turns and surprises before we finally got there. For a second time, Donald Trump has escaped conviction by the U.S. Senate.
It is therefore ordered and adjudged that the said Donald John Trump be, and he is hereby acquitted of the charge in said article.
The final vote capped off a dramatic and unpredictable day where House impeachment managers initially announced plans to call witnesses in the trial of the former president.
We would like the opportunity to subpoena Congresswoman Herrera regarding her communications with House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy.
Calling witnesses would have most likely sent the trial in a dramatically different direction, leading to a much longer affair. After hours of negotiations, the two sides agreed to submit into the record a statement from Republican Congresswoman Jaime Herrera Butler, which detailed a phone call from Trump to House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy on January 6th, where Trump told McCarthy the rioters cared more about election fraud than McCarthy. Impeachment managers decided to call her as a witness following a CNN report on the call Friday.
The point is that no number of witnesses demonstrating that Donald Trump continued to incite the insurrectionists even after the invasion of the Capitol would convince them. They wouldn't be convinced.
With witnesses off the table, the two sides presented their closing arguments. The prosecution arguing that the evidence made it clear the riot was incited by the former president.
He named the date, he named the time, and he brought them here, and now he must pay the price.
And the Trump defense warning the constitutional questions of convicting a former president were impossible to ignore.
This has been perhaps the most unfair and flagrantly unconstitutional proceeding in the history of the United States Senate.
When the votes were cast, 7 Republicans joined Democrats and voted to convict Trump, but fell short of the 2/3 majority necessary. Richard Burr of North Carolina and Bill Cassidy of Louisiana voted to convict. Despite earlier voting, the trial was unconstitutional. After it was all over, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, who voted to acquit, hammered Trump's actions, saying he was responsible for the riot and even suggested he could be tried in a criminal court.
Didn't get away with anything yet. Yet. We have a criminal justice system in this country. We have civil litigation. And former presidents are not immune from being accountable by either one.
But Majority Leader Chuck Schumer argued the Republicans were using the constitutional argument as a cop-out. In his mind, the evidence was more than enough to convict.
Look at what Republicans have chosen to forgive. The former president tried to overturn the results of a legitimate election and provoked an assault on our own government.
And there was a moment on the Senate floor that might have been a prediction as to what was going to happen later in the day. I was in the room and I saw Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana scrawl a note on a piece of paper, walk around and hand it to Senator Richard Burr. Burr then turned around, looked at Cassidy and nodded. Those two men would end up voting to convict the former president, and that is significant, of course, Pam, because both of these men earlier had voted that they believed the process was unconstitutional. Pam?
Yeah, it was certainly a surprising moment for sure. Ryan Nobles, thank you so much.